next lecture, we are going to see about how to design the view layer. If you want to know the introduction about the view layer, please subscribe and know about what is this view layer all about. So now how to design the view layer. Okay. So in designing the view layer, there are two processes. Okay. So first we will see about what is this macro development process. So the macro development process is, okay, so whenever we create a use case diagram, we are going to analyze, okay, first what are the use cases of that particular application, and also we will identify who are all the actors. That means who are all the person going to involve. Okay, so for example, it may be a members or it can be a system, and how these members and system going to use the functionalities. Okay, so that thing we are going to analyze in the macro development view layer, right? So for that we have to create the view layer objects. That is the first category. And the second thing is when we consider here, this is micro level. Okay, micro development view layer process. So here how we are going to design, by designing by, okay, referring to the axioms and corollaries. Okay, so already it is developed, right? So we are already, if you subscribe and if you know about the different types of axioms and corollaries, you will know very clearly about there are two axioms and there are six corollaries. Okay, so easily you will identify. Okay, but in this lecture I'm going to just tell you about, okay, how we are going to apply the particular corollary in, okay, designing the view layer. Okay, so that alone we are going to see here. That is the first part in the micro development. And the next is we have to build the prototype, and the next is we have to go for test usability. Okay, so test usability means after the implementation, how the functionality, okay, all that thing, how it's performed good, right? All these tests have to be done, right? And also we have seen about user satisfaction. Okay, so the design what we made, okay, all these things, whether it is satisfying the user or not. Okay, so that have to be checked. Okay, so these process have to be iterate and refined, okay, for the better designing of the view layer. So let us see what are the rules we have to frame, okay, for designing the micro level development process. Okay, the first rule is making the interface simple. Okay, that is the first rule we have to frame it. Okay, so whenever we are going to make an interface, okay, in the user level, so that is we have to make it very simple. Okay, so that any user can use our system so easily. Okay, so for example, for that, what corollary we have to apply for it, that is we have to go for single purpose. Okay, the single purpose is an corollary 2 that have to be applied in making this particular rule. Okay, so what is this single purpose? So whatever actors, okay, we are going to develop, either the members or the system, okay, what use case, okay, they are going to perform, what functionality they have to perform. Okay, so it have to be clearly defined. Okay, so that is making the interface simple, right? The second thing is make the interface transparent and natural. Okay, so that is the second rule we have to follow. Okay, in designing the view layer, that is micro development process. So for that, what corollary we have to use? For that, we have to apply the corollary 4. Okay, that is strong mapping. Okay, so for that, okay, what the user thinks, okay, what the user thinks, okay, that have to be developed in the software. Okay, that is strong mapping. So for example, initially the banking and all, they have used only offline forms. Okay, so that thing have to come inside. For example, if you want to, a person have to do a transaction for another account. Okay, for that, normally in offline forms, how it will have like what is the account name, okay, what is the branch and all that details. Okay, the same picture that have to be coming into the view layer. Okay, so when the person using the software, he should have the same feel. Okay, so how he will use the offline, right? So that is called the strong mapping. That's a very important rule that have to be done during in designing the view layer, right? And the third rule for developing the view layer in the micro development process is allowing the user to be in control. Okay, he should control the software. That is a main rule he should frame. Okay, the software should not control the user. Okay, the user have to control it. So for example, if everything the software going on asking questions, okay, going on asking do this, do that, okay, for to select this, okay, if the software is doing this, then the user will not have the feel that he is controlling the software. Okay, that is not a good way of designing the view layer. For example, if you are having an input, okay, the given by the user, okay, if you want to switch the input from keyboard to mouse, okay, so that is the time, okay, so that time we can give the software can ask the question, what type of input mode, okay, you want to select, okay, that is fine. But for example, if you want to make any designing tools, okay, for example, if you make a designing tools for example, if you want to select a brush, okay, for painting or something else, okay, so that is the time, every time if going on asking the question what color you want to choose, okay, so or otherwise you want brush or any other tool, okay, to do the painting, okay, if going on asking questions and give yes, no, and so on, so many dialog boxes, okay, then the user can, it's not controlling the software, the software is controlling the user. Instead, what we can do, if you are star uml we are using, okay, in rational rows, okay, we are using, okay, so there and all you will have the tools, it will be available in the left side, okay, what are all the things that is required for drawing the use case diagram, the actor, it will be like a stick figure, okay, use case, again it will be like an elliptical shape, so easily we can just click it and drag it into the window, and we can easily draw the thing. Okay, so this is how when we develop the view layer, okay, in a micro level, so it should be like the user, okay, it should control the software, the software should not control the user. Okay, so this is the very important rule that also have to be keep in mind in designing the view layer. Okay, so with this you understood about the micro and macro development process. Okay, all the best.